To my October reset routine slash October plan with me. I'm not sure which I'm going to rename it. I feel like these videos are a lot more of like planning as we bring out my planner. We talk about my goals for the month. We talk about reflection. But also in a lot of these, I kind of reset mentally for the new month. So I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Let me know what you guys think it should be called. Should I continue calling them like my monthly reset routines or my monthly plan with me's? I need your help. But either way, welcome back to the video. I have my yummy coffee here with me. It has been such a gloomy, rainy weekend, just the perfect fall vibes. Literally, yesterday I sat on the couch and edited all my Disney content, which should be up by now. Go check out the vlogs and Instagram and TikToks if you want, because it is so festive and fall and fun and happy. But two, I sat on my couch and just like watched Gilmore Girls, baked pumpkin bread, read and relaxed, and it was the most rejuvenating day ever. And I'm planning to have a Sunday like this today when I'm filming it. Just this weather makes me feel like I don't need to be out doing anything. I'm content just at home cuddling with Spruce and baking and cooking and just doing all the cozy things. So October is in the air. If you guys don't know, October is one of my favorite months. I mentioned this too much in my fall reset video, but my birthday is October 7th. So I feel like October is my favorite month because I am the annoying birthday girl. Okay, I love celebrating birthdays, but I love not only celebrating mine, but my friends as well. And I have so many friends whose birthdays are at the end of September or throughout October. And so I feel like it's just a big celebration month. And then I also love all holidays. So even though Halloween's like not my favorite holiday, I love just celebrating holidays. And so I get all excited for Halloween. I have my Hocus Pocus little crew neck on right now that I got a few years ago. I wear it every September, October, and I always get so many compliments on it when I wear it. Actually, it's from Etsy. If I can still find it, I'll link it below. But the vibes are good. October, I think, is one of my favorite months as well because we have so much anticipation. It's the start of the Burr months, you know, the start of the holiday season. And I hope you guys are doing well and also feeling the magic that is October. Let me take a sip. Hold on. I actually didn't do a September reset video. I was just traveling at the beginning of September and then work caught up with me. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a fall reset video to kind of be in lieu of my September reset. So if you haven't seen that, you can go check it out. I basically show you all my decor. We decorate for fall. I talk about my fall reading list, movies and TV I wanna watch, and more. So in fall fashion trends as well. Talk about all that fun stuff. But in this video, we're gonna go back to my typical reset routine, which is going over and reflecting on the previous month and then setting goals for the new month. And then I think in the middle of this video, I'm gonna talk about my favorite fall activities, as well as show you guys my favorite fall and winter soup recipe. It is back to being soup season. I'm gonna show you guys my favorite like healing lemon veggie chicken soup. It's so good. And then of course, we'll end the video with the content corner, going over all the movies, TV, and books I read and watched in September. Okay, let's get started. So first we're gonna fill out the calendar for October. This is really the plan with me here. So every month, of course, in my daily planner, this is the planner I designed and sell. So I will have it linked below if you're interested. It's an undated planner, so you can start it whichever month you want. You add the tabs in and everything, what you need. So I filled out October. My intention or my focus for this month was to find balance, which I'll go into more when I talk about my goals. And then I basically just number the dates and then fill in any big things. This month I have so much going on. I have, like I said, friends' birthdays, dream daily stuff, my childhood best friend's weddings, Halloween. I'm going to see Sabrina Carpenter. The company I work for part-time is going through a huge rebrand, and so it's gonna be like a insanely busy month, but filled with a lot of fun stuff. So I just like to make note of everything like that in my calendar, and then I fill in the little bottom squares, which has like bills to pay, appointments to make, books, movies, and TV to watch. Lots of Halloween fall movies on that list. And then on the right-hand side, there's a little weekly to-do spot. So I fill in the to-do list for like things I need to be doing that week. A lot of planning, like the first week it's like plan birthday party. Next week, I have friends in town. The next week, plan fall activities. The next week, figure out Halloween. So just like little things and reminders for me for throughout the month. And then of course I use the daily pages to plan my everyday. So let's talk about September and just have a little reflection moment. And you guys of course can do this as well in your own daily planners or in a journal, in a notebook, wherever you would like. So I first like to list out any core memories, kind of like my favorite moments from the month. These can be big things or small things. I want to get better at like being very specific with these, but there's just so many good moments in the month that it's hard to narrow it down. So one big thing I would love was my best friend Lucy visited me at the beginning of September. She was searching for a job here in Nashville to move back, and this is such a praise, but she got a job. She's actually moving this week, which is insane to me. Like, it hasn't hit me yet. So if you guys know Lucy, we lived together in college for 2 years. Best friends. She lived in LA. I would go visit her in LA. She would come visit me here in Nashville. She is officially moving back, which is so exciting. So I'm sure you'll see her in like some vlogs and especially like on my Instagram and whatnot. Next, I feel like I loved all the partnerships that I had and sponsorships this month. I did a lot on TikTok and Instagram. I actually don't know if I had a YouTube sponsorship, but I had a bunch on Instagram and TikTok, and I was just really proud of all the content I was making. I got to work with amazing brands that I use and love and that I could have only dreamt of working with one day. So that was really amazing. Shout out to my management team. And then of course, I promise I'm gonna shut up about this trip eventually, but our girl's birthday Disney World trip, the Disney vlogs should be out now so you can go watch. It was so fun. It's so busy and fast paced, but when you're at Disney World, you just feel like you're in a different world. That's why they call it Disney World. I just take the transportation from our resort to the parks, and all I have to worry about is like when the next ride is, what's the next snack I'm getting. Like, it is just such a fun time. It went by too quickly. I'm a Disney girly, and so I just always have the best time there. So all the moments from the Disney trip are a high. This month's wins, I hit a lot of work goals. So like I said, with my partnerships and stuff, but then also with my part-time job, I run the TikTok for a local wellness brand here, and I hit some goals with that account as well. I didn't get to focus on it as much as I wanted to, but October is gonna be a big month for that brand, so I'm excited for that. And then also, I just spent a lot of quality time with friends that I'm really proud of. To improve next month, the biggest thing in my life right now that I'm upset with myself for, but also I'm understanding of, is that I need to make more time for Dream Daily. Getting this part-time job, I didn't realize how much, honestly, time it would take. Like, 25 hours a week doesn't sound like a ton, but when I break it down day by day, it is a huge chunk of my week. And so I found ways to still prioritize content creation. Like, I'm filming this on a Sunday, for example, and edited all day yesterday. Then there's Dream Daily too. So there's like 3 huge jobs that I'm doing right now, and Dream Daily, I just feel like got pushed to the side, and that's being reflected in sales and everything too. So I need to put more focus on Dream Daily. I have some exciting launches coming up. Q4 is the biggest time for retail businesses. So I just need to figure out how to make time for Dream Daily throughout my week. That is a big, big priority going into October. Okay, my favorite little part of this reflection page is this life balance scale. Basically, I rate myself a 1 to 5 and fill in the little dots on how well I did. In work life, I gave myself a 4 out of 5. Like I said, a lot of things happening, but not perfect. But can you ever really be perfect? Personal, a 5 out of 5, because I feel like I really prioritized friends and fun and focusing on myself this month and doing what I love, planning this Disney trip for my birthday. 25 is a big year, and I just wanted to do something that focused on something I love, and that's Disney. So I feel like I'm proud of myself for putting that trip together, bringing friends along, and just doing something for me, because as you guys know, this year I did go through a breakup at the beginning of summer and a lot of highs and lows this year, which I want to do a whole video on. It's been an interesting year, and so I'm just proud of myself for taking time, making time to focus on something that I love. Wellness though, a 2 out of 5. Guys, I have been off my workout grind. That is something that I would love to get back into in October, but it's probably not gonna happen. Right now, I'm just thankful if I can get in a handful of workouts a week or a daily walk-in. I've just been so insanely busy. On the other hand, social, a 5 out of 5. I still prioritize like seeing my friends. The other night, I was working all day, had a work happy hour, and then rushed over to Franklin for a friend's birthday party, and I'm just proud of myself for prioritizing my friends and those relationships even on days when I'm exhausted or busy. Finances, a 3 out of 5. I feel like I've been managing well, and I budgeted for this trip and, you know, kept in budget, which is great. Budget with me for the month coming shortly. And then hobbies, I gave myself a 4 out of 5. One thing I did this month that I haven't talked about is I actually joined my church's softball league. So we're actually supposed to play today, but it got rained out. So I've only played 1 game. But I was proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone, meeting new people. I played softball when I was younger, but it's been like 10 years almost, and I wasn't amazing at all, but it was like good for me to get out, be active, and try something new. So yeah, I was proud of myself for getting into the hobby of playing softball and golf this past month a lot, so I'm excited to continue that as well. I feel like just this past year I've done a lot of hobbies and sports, and I'm really thankful that I focused on that. Okay, now let's get into my goal setting for October. Because I didn't do the September reset video, guys, I honestly didn't set any goals for September. I was just like so busy, and like honestly, if I just survived this month, that is a plus for me. And so we made it through September, I survived, and now I'm ready to set a few more specific goals for my October. So the first big goal that I wrote down for myself is a new Dream Daily launch. I'm very excited for this launch, but also I'm behind. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is my time to be real. I am behind with this launch and just with other things for Dream Daily. Like I should already have Black Friday and stuff planned out, and I don't. So it's gonna be a lot of planning, a lot of prep, and I gotta figure out how to make time for it. Number 2 is my part-time job. They're going through a rebrand, and so it's gonna be very busy for them as well this month. Just making sure that I have specific goals that my boss there gives me and stuff for the month, but just like prioritizing amazing content on that TikTok to announce this rebrand. And then celebrate my birthday. My birthday is a big thing for me every year. I just love celebrating, and this year I'm also celebrating with my best friend Skylar. She's turning 25, like her birthday's a few days after mine. She's coming to Nashville, our friends are gonna be here, we're gonna do a big party, so I'm excited for that. For mini goals, I wanna get back into posting 1 to 2 times a week on YouTube. There was a week in September I had to skip an upload. I'm so sorry. I hate when that happens. Like I've been posting 1 time a week on YouTube for years and years and years, and it's very rare that I miss a week, but in September it was just all too much and I did miss a week. So this month, to make up for it, I want to maybe post 2 times a week on certain weeks. I have some mini work goals for obviously my part-time job, and then I want to walk/workout daily, and a fun one is to try a new cozy recipe. Last fall I learned how to make lasagna for the first time, and that was really fun, so I want to find something else that I want to make this year for the first time and try it out. Maybe a casserole or something. Could be fun. And then on this page too, if you have your planner, there's a space for you to write action steps for these goals. And then you break down your big and mini goals into projects and habits. So for example, my projects with their due date, I want to launch the new Dream Daily collab by 10/25. The part-time job rebrand is happening by 10/9, and then my birthday party, all of that will be done by 10/13. So I put some due dates to remind me like when I need to focus on that stuff. And then a habit from my goals is just to walk or work out. I would like to do that in the mornings, honestly, because sometimes I just get to the end of the day and I'm still working into the night or I'm exhausted. So try to have a consistent workout schedule in the mornings as much as I can. Okay, so those were my goals and my reflections for the next month. Let me know one goal you have for October in the comments, and we can cheer each other on, keep each other accountable. Now I want to go into a new segment where I'm going to show you guys my favorite soup recipe, just something cozy for you guys to try out for the fall. So I think that's going to be like this middle segment of this plan with me. I just put on the first Harry Potter movie as a nice little background while I cook. What a perfect fall afternoon. I think this is Spruce's first time watching Harry Potter, so it's a big step for him. I think he's really gonna love it. You kind of have Harry Potter markings on your forehead, Spruce. Okay, so this soup is nothing crazy. It's pretty much like a lemon chicken vegetable soup, but I really don't like chicken noodle soup. For some reason I love this soup. I started making it like 2 years ago, and I feel like if I'm just feeling a little bit sick, or like I just get back from a trip and I want to get a lot of veggies in and feel hydrated, then I make this soup. So what's awesome as well is you can just add in honestly whatever vegetables you have, but the 2 main ones I always recommend to add are celery and carrots. I feel like I never eat these vegetables unless they're in this soup. So I'm gonna chop the celery, peel and chop the carrots, and then I think I'm also gonna add these little cherry tomatoes that I have, because I want to use these up before they go bad too. So I normally don't add tomato, but I think I am today. Once you chop up your vegetables, you are going to saute them with some garlic and olive oil until they get nice and soft. And then we'll add in our chicken broth or vegetable broth if you want to make it vegetarian, vegan. Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. All right, you can also add in other proteins if you want. I usually do either chicken breast, shredded chicken, rotisserie chicken is really good, or if I'm in a pinch and I didn't buy any, I'll do chicken sausage just cut up, and that's what I'm doing today. And then I always do a can of white beans. I didn't have that today in my pantry. I just had garbanzo beans, so I'll be doing that, but white beans are the best in this. And now I'm just adding in my organic chicken broth. It's such a beautiful soup too, like all the colors, so gorgeous. I'm doing a whole package so that I have lots for the next few days for lunch or dinner. It lasts me a few days by myself. And we're gonna bring that to a boil before adding in our noodles. Now I love adding in orzo or rice, or if I don't want any pasta or anything in it, then I'll just actually leave the soup as is. But today I'm just gonna add the rest of this brown rice pasta that I have. And we're also gonna add in about half of a squeezed lemon. Just a little bit of lemon, actually. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can do it to taste. Now I'm gonna add in some fresh basil. Just adds so much flavor. And then also optional, but if you want some added greens, you can add in some spinach, kale. This time I am doing arugula, and I feel like that adds a really nice flavor to it as well. All this stuff is optional. You can make it how you want. And we're just gonna let that wilt in there. And then honestly, I feel like it's looking pretty hearty. I don't know if I need to add the beans. Maybe I'll just do half a can of the garbanzo beans. I'll just do a little bit for a little more protein. And then I top it with either, you could do Romano cheese or feta cheese, depending on the vibe you want. If you want to go more Italian, more Greek with the lemon, either is really good. And if you want a little kick to it, I love adding a little bit of red pepper flakes. Let's get our feta, the pumpkin bread I made the other night. Guys, it's so warming and good. Let me know if you make it or something like it. I know the recipe's kind of everywhere. Hey guys, I'm popping in before I get into the content corner because I wanted to share with you something new I've been using to plan out my content for the month. And so since this is a October plan with me, and I know it's coming at you a little late, but I wanted to show you guys this really cool tool called Rella, which is very special to me because not only is this an amazing tool, but one of my good friends, Natalie Barbu, is a co-founder for it. I've followed her and heard her journey since the very beginning, and even we've been friends even before this. She started this app, and so it's just so cool to see her accomplishing her dreams and doing so much. And so I've been using it for myself, using it for my own content, and wanted to show you guys. And this isn't sponsored, but I am like an affiliate partner with them, and so I will have the link where you guys can try it out for yourself below. But okay, let me screen record I'm still a new user of it, so I'm excited to get to learn how to use it more. This is my first month using it, and so I'm just figuring it out, and I'll share more like when I learn more ways to use it. But for right now, I've mainly been using it for YouTube because YouTube is the content that I have to schedule out so far in advance. So as you can see, there's so many different views and you can have different social spaces. So I'm gonna create one for Dream Daily eventually, but right now I'm just focusing on my personal content. It's similar to a lot of other project management tools, but this one's specifically for social media managers and social media planning. You can create a content calendar. There's a Canva integration. You can plan your Instagram feed, and there's even an auto posting feature, which is so great. It's also awesome for collaboration. There's so many things that you can there's so many ways that you can organize this. So like you can assign it to team members, you can put the status of it, you can assign it to a project, choose the platform it's gonna be, schedule it, add a caption, add hashtags, add the file. Like for example, when I am working on a thumbnail and I have the thumbnail done, this is not the right thumbnail for this video, but just an example, I'll like post the thumbnail here. I can connect straight from Canva, which is great because I make my thumbnails on Canva, and it just allows me to like plan my content all in one place. So like here I'm planning out some of my videos for October. Here we have 2 that are coming up, my October plan with me and my week of morning routines, November budget with me. I know I want to do a what I spent in a week on Instagram actually. Platform, Instagram, reel, schedule. the 27th. And then once I have the file, I can upload it here and have it auto post. And as you can see, now it shows up in my calendar as well. So I like to plan out my YouTube videos usually a month in advance. I kind of look through and I'm like, okay, this is when I'm gonna post that. This is week of morning routines. I wanna do a no spend week as well. So maybe, actually I'm moving this. I'm just gonna easily move that to the 20th. I got the dates wrong. Here I wanna do a no spend week on YouTube. I like how it's color coded as well. So right now I'm just using the basics umbrella, but there's so many more ways that you can customize for your needs as a social media manager or to run your own socials. And so like I said, if you want to check it out, I'm going to have the link in the description box. Natalie is the absolute best and she's done such a great job with this platform and I can't wait to continue using it and see how it meets all my other social media needs. Okay, and now let's move on to the last portion of this video, the content corner. All right, you have made it to the content corner of my October reset. In my fall reset video, I did my fall reading list here in this little corner and I really liked it because you could see, well, one, my bookshelf behind me, two, my TV, and it kind of works for my content corner because I'm talking about the books I read and the movies and TV shows that I watched in the previous month. So I was like, maybe this will be my new go-to spot for the content corner, switching it up a little bit. Let me know your thoughts. Overall, September was a very busy month for me, and so I felt like I wasn't reading as much, I wasn't watching as much, but I did read some okay things. One really good book, a few okay ones, and then I want to talk about like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and all of those TV shows. I actually think I start usually with my movies and TV. So let me start with that. Also, when I talk about these movies and TV, it is movies that are new. I don't talk about my favorite rewatches. You know, we all know I'm rewatching classic fall movies, classic fall TV shows. If you want to hear my list of personal favorites, you can hear more in my fall reset video. I do a whole list of what I'm reading in the fall and what I'm watching. But okay, going into new stuff that I watched in September, my family and I watched this movie. What is it called? It's with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. Fly Me to the Moon. It's a comedy romance. I would actually say it's more of like a historical comedy drama. I feel like there's definitely romance in it, but my dad and brother watched the whole thing as well, and they don't usually get through romantic comedies. So the fact that they stayed and were interested, it had a lot of cool aspects of the moon landing, of NASA in the 50s, I believe. And when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was always intrigued, but I never saw it in theaters. And then my family and I were looking for a movie to watch one weekend, and everyone, my grandma, my mom, my brother, my dad, all of us were watching till the very end. And it's not a short movie, it's over 2 hours. So I feel like if all the generations and people in my family can sit through a whole movie, it's a good movie. So I'm gonna rate it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was very good. For TV shows, I did finish and watch The Bachelorette. I didn't love this season. I would give it 3 out of 5. I would give it 2 out of 5 stars actually. I was watching just to like watch with my roommate. It's fun to chit chat and laugh about. And then I really ended up loving Jen, and I just feel like the guys she had were not to her caliber. I didn't like how the guys were picked for Maria or Daisy as Bachelorette, it's been told, and I just feel like she deserved better. And we all know the crazy ending. I'm not gonna go into it, but it was just like such a weird season and it was felt really short. It was just not the best, but I'm currently loving watching Jen on Dancing with the Stars. I think it's like her time to shine on there as well. And Dancing with the Stars is one of my all-time favorite TV shows, along with Survivor, and both of them just started new seasons this month. So I'm very excited to be watching Dancing with the Stars and Survivor, and I'll share my updates later in another reset video once I've watched more of the show. But so far, loving that. They're two of my favorite shows. A Hulu show that me and my friends watched was Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I feel like this TV show took the internet by storm. I would rate the show like a 3.5. I don't know how to rate it because like, one, it's shocking. I didn't follow really like the Mormon mom talk thing when it was happening. Like I knew about it, but I wasn't following any of the girls. I really didn't watch any of their content. I thought Taylor, one of the main girls, was in like her 30s, and then when it said she was 28 and was going through all of this, I was like, oh my gosh, these girls are so young, with multiple kids. Some are divorced, remarried, like so much has happened in their lives and they're only like in their 20s. So that was shocking to me, honestly, and it is a very good TV show. I don't know if I like have I I don't know how I feel about them, and I'm not gonna share anything because I really don't have an opinion on them. I think good for them that this TV show has been such a big hit because they are out there like doing their thing, making money, being the breadwinners of their household, being influencers. And so props to them for doing that. But also I'm not a Mormon, and so I feel like I can't speak to the other side of it, like them not following the traditional rules and stuff of Mormonism. So I feel like I don't really have anything to say about them other than that it was entertaining reality TV, and if you like a lot of drama, then you're probably gonna like the show. Now going on to books. I was a bit in a reading slump this past month, I think because when I was so busy and traveling and I just did not have a lot of time to read, along with no books really stuck out to me. But I am gonna share with you what I read, and then I'm very excited about what I'm gonna be reading in October. And again, I talked about that in my fall reset video. But okay, I read about 4 books, maybe 5. We'll count this one too because I didn't do a September reset, so we'll talk about this one as well. But I'm still 4 books behind my schedule, so I need to get out of this reading slump and I need to read some shorter, cute books like this fall and winter. Okay, the first book that I finished right at the beginning of September was actually a book that's very different from my normal genre, so if this may intrigue some of you guys. It is The Storied Life of A.G. Fickery. This is a very popular book. It has like almost 42,000 reviews, over 300,000 ratings on Goodreads. And this is a very nice, like quick, short story, just a novel, just a classic novel. I believe it's also a film. Basically takes you through the second half of A.J. Fickery's life. There's a little bit of a murder in it, but the reason I read this, and I usually don't read just novels, is because we were reading this for a book club on our beach trip. So I took a beach trip at the end of August, early September, and all the women on this trip were reading this book, and then the last day we had a little discussion, which was such a fun tradition we started 2 years ago. I highly recommend if you're going with people who like to read on a trip, do like a book club just for the people on the trip, like that 1 week or however long you're there. So anyway, we all read this. We all gave it around the same rating. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I just feel like it was an interesting story. It was a quick read. It did have some plot twists that I wasn't expecting, but nothing like so big. It's slightly like a little bit of a mystery. You hear from a lot of different characters' perspectives, and the reason we chose this for our book club was because it takes place on this little island, and that's where we were vacationing as well. Not the same island, but on an island. And it takes place in like about a bookshop on the island. So we just thought it sounded really cute. It does have some more sad, intense moments, but overall it was a cute story, just nothing that I would be like, oh my gosh, you have to read this book, it changed my life. Nothing like that for me personally. One thing I didn't like about the writing style is it would change characters' perspectives like mid-sentence, I swear. It'd be like one paragraph we're talking from this perspective, the next we're talking from a kid, then a policeman, like it would just shift. And by the end of the story, I got used to it, but at the beginning, it was very confusing. Okay, so then I read a book from my new favorite romance author, Elsie Silver. All of her other romance books that I've read over the summer, I rated like 4 or 5 stars. This book, however, off to the races. I couldn't even read the last 10%. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I just ended it because I could not keep reading it. I don't know what it was. It was just so boring to me. I could not connect with the characters at all. I rated this book a 2 star, and I literally can't remember the last time I rated a book a 2, and I feel bad doing this because every other book of hers I've read, I've loved. And I was talking to my friend Haley about this, and she said, yeah, Off to the Races isn't the best, but you have to read the second book in this Gold Rush Ranch series. So I think I'm gonna give it a shot. But I just like could not with this book. Don't recommend. An interesting series that I did start this month was the series called Entangled with Faye. And so I read 3 from this series. I think there's 5 or 6 books in this series, and this is by Tessanja Odette. The reason I started this actually in the middle of the series, the first book I read was Kiss of the Selkie, which is book number 3, is because while I was at the beach, I was looking for a mermaid type read, and this came up on Kindle Unlimited, and so I downloaded it, and basically it's a Little Mermaid retelling, but it's Faye, and it's a very, very different storyline and characters. The other book I read was Cinderella, and then Snow White, there's Sleeping Beauty and Beauty and the Beast, and so like the basics of the storylines that you know are there, but so much is different that it really is like a completely different story. I rated Kiss of the Selkie, I would say like 2.5 stars. I put 3 on Goodreads, but honestly 2.5 after reading the others. It was probably my least favorite just because she's not really a mermaid, okay? I'm not gonna get into it, but the Selkie is more like a seal. It was just very weird. I did not like it, but I liked the idea of it, so I went and read the second book in the series, Heart of the Raven Prince, which is a Cinderella retelling, and I rated this one 4 stars. I thought it was much better. This one is like a friends to lovers, I would say. The Kiss of the Silkies, enemies to lovers. And then the next one I read was book number 4. I read these like all out of order, but you honestly can do it. It's called A Taste of Poison, a Snow White retelling. This is an enemies to lovers. And this one I rated 5 stars. I thought it was the best out of the 3 that I read. This one's 400 pages, and this one just kept me on my toes more. It was more of an exciting adventure. They were traveling around. I honestly, the plot twist at the end of like who the villain was a shock to me. I like wasn't expecting it at all, so that was a nice surprise. Yeah, I would recommend this series if you like Fae Disney retellings. I probably will read the other 2 books in the series, just not right now. I'm taking a little break. I'm excited for my fall reads, and then maybe I'll jump back into this series in the new year. And that is the end of the content corner for my October reset. Let me know if you have any fall reading recommendations below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And that actually brings us to the end of this video as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this reset. I'm happy to be back and doing them as well, or this plan with me. I may call it a plan with me now. I'm trying to figure out what I want to call everything and title everything. But thank you guys so much for your support and your love on my channel. It means so much. If you want to see more from me, I've been very active on my personal TikTok and Instagram, just at Miss Hannah Ashton, so you can go check that out. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Have an amazing October.